Hello, welcome to Craft Shoe Print TV. My name's Liz Harrison and I'm a craft shoe print designer. What I'd like to do today is show you a Valentine's card, come anniversary card, or just to say I love you, particularly at this time of year. Okay, right, so first of all, it's like a pop-out card that I'm doing, quite an old design, but one that's been really popular. And I've got two pieces of A4 card which I've scored in half. And then on one of the pieces, I'm just going to score it A4 gatefold. So using my Crafty Bob bone folder and scoreboard, just score down A4 gatefold on one side and A4 gatefold on the other. Okay, and then what you need to do is fold your card in half, and then we're going to actually fold back to the centre. I hope you can see this. Okay, and again on the other side. So you end up with like a concertina shape, and this is going to be the pop out part for the middle of your card. Okay, so as you can see, that's the shape that we've got with a valley and two mountains. Okay, and then that will actually stick inside this card. But why not put a nice heart shape in the middle of it so that it just shows somebody you care. Okay, so you can either use a template to draw around or freehand, and keeping your folds at the side there and using the centre fold, just literally cut out a heart shape from the middle. Now I'm doing this freehand, but as I say, if you've got a heart shape template or anything like that, then please feel free to use that. Okay. And that's your heart shape, so we'll put that on one side. We might use that later on. And then you've got a lovely heart-shaped aperture in the middle of your card. And as I say, that will then stick into the middle of your main card. So, to decorate the card, okay, I've actually started one earlier on, and I've got all my paper cut to the right size. Let's just pop that out of the way there, so that we can see what we're doing. Okay, so what you need to do first of all is get some of your backing paper to line the inside, so that when you put your heart into your card, it actually has something in the background rather than just the plain card. So we'll just line that up there. I always fold it in half and fold over to actually make the card come together a bit easier for you. So just quickly put some tape on. Obviously you can take a bit more time. I'm just going to put some double-sided tape on here. Oops. Now this is actually one of my old backing sheets that was one of the very first sheets I did on Craft Shoe Print, but it's still a favourite, and I still do get it out for lots of wedding cards, anniversary cards, and again Valentine's cards. So I've popped it down at one side, and then I'm going to put the tape on the other side inside the card so that it doesn't crinkle and so that you get it in the right place, because these can be a bit unforgiving when you're actually sticking them down. Okay, so and then the best way to do it is actually to fold your card over onto the double-sided tape, or great photo glue is brilliant for this because it's a lot more forgiving and it does move round. And then you've got your backing paper there in the middle of the card. Now we're going to put the aperture over that. Now again, just check that you've got your paper in the right place, which I measured earlier, so I know that I did. And I'm just going to put double-sided on one side of this at the moment. So, oops, just remember which side to pop it on, and this is the side that is going to stick to the edge. Now I do this one edge at a time, okay, and I line it up, so make sure you've got your backing paper the right way around with your heart the right way around, and I just line up, see if I can do this so you can see it, along that edge there. Okay, so that's stuck. And then what I'm going to do now is fold the concertina so that it's flat down, and put the tape on the other side, and then again put the card actually onto the tape rather than the taped side into the card, and you find that it does just fit that little bit easier. Okay, so, and again what I'm going to do is, see if I can do this so you can see, line up this card with this edge, okay, and just flatten down there, and there you have your lovely heart aperture. Okay, very quick and simple to do. You can do it with lots of shapes, squares, rectangles, just anything really, and if you like you can add something to dangle from the centre there, a little love heart or a little charm or something. So let's have a look at the front of the card then. And what I'm going to do now, again I've got a piece of backing paper. Now this is actually from one of my very first sheets that I did for craft shoe print way back in 2008, would you believe, and it's a part that's actually on the side or the bottom of one of the sheets. These are the dog sheets that I've got, that's the black Labrador, and I'm doing a Westie one today. So I've cut this to size already, so I'm going to stick this on the front. Okay, and again I would suggest you take a little bit more time and line up a little bit better possibly than I am. And I'm just going to stick that onto the corner, sorry, onto the side, so that it just is offset a little bit. Okay, and then the heart that we cut out from the middle, I'm actually going to add that onto the card. So as you can see, it just gives an extra embellishment there. You can either use foam pads, or I'm just going to use a bit of double-sided on here. Okay, and just pop that onto the front there. And then I've got lots of little doggies left over from other cards that I've made, but I quite like my little Westie one, so I'm going to add my Westie onto my heart. And again, just a little bit of double-sided, or you can use silicone glue or whichever. I would suggest you do it a little bit more than I'm using at the moment, just to make sure that it sticks. Now you can leave it as that if you like, but I thought, well, then I've got bits left over, and what can I do with all the bits left over? And being a canny crafter, I do like to make sure I use everything up. So how about just making some little flowers to stick on the front? And these are coil flowers, okay, and you just literally use your glue to stick those on. I've done some larger ones and some smaller ones, but I'll just quickly show you how I actually made one. So just cut a little square, and I'm going to cut a very, very rough circle out of the middle of this. Okay, it's just a way of using up your scrap bits of paper. So I've cut my rough circle, and now just start anywhere on it and just cut into a spiral into the centre. Okay, and just keep cutting round. Oops, hope you can see still, until you get to the centre, and then stop when you get to the centre. And now we're going to spiral this, but the other way around, so that will actually be the back middle of your flower. Now you can either use a pair of scissors, or some people use a quilling tool, but I'm just going to wrap this around my fingers and just literally, oops, start from the outside of the spiral, and that now becomes the middle, and it just bends the fibres on the paper. This is just ordinary copy paper that I've used, nothing special. It's just all scraps of paper really that possibly would have got thrown away, and just literally bend round until you get your spiral. Okay, oops, and you end up with your little flower shapes. So then all you need to do is stick those onto your card. As you see, the little back part there forms the little base of your flower. So here's some that I've folded a little bit earlier and just got them a little bit more into shape, a little bit more solid, and just use some pin flower glue or some silicone glue and stick these onto your card, and it just adds that little bit of extra embellishment, and also just gives it a little bit more 3D effect. Okay, you can change your flowers by making them bigger or smaller, whichever way you want to do them. You can put a little gem in the centre. So I just always like to make 3s and 5s, so this is going to be a 3. Okay, just a little bit more glue gel there, and you can arrange them, stick those on. As you can see, you've got a flower. These need sticking a little bit more in the middle, but just to give you an idea of using up your scraps. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Craft Shoe Print TV.